recording is higher quality.
Nice.
That's good news.
That is good news.
All right. It's the Not Your Average Guys show. We're back after a short break. Except Dan just, oh man. Uh-oh.
It's a little glitchy. Hopefully
Real
it's
glitchy.
Were you just teasing us, Dan?
You guys are the same way.
Okay. I thought
Yeah.
maybe you were like,
I don't think it's just Dan. I think it's everybody.
I think it's
At least
everybody.
It's for sure Darcy.
I just did that.
Yeah, you did, and it was like that.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah. That's what I
Well, could be a fun night.
Okay. All right. So S&B resale.
How do you talk?
Do they have a regular website or
What? I think the internet's not doing very good.
I think you're correct. Why would it be everyone messing up right now?
I don't know. It's got to be the Riverside.
I think it must be because I'm wired in. I am wired in like solid to my internet.
Dang, you getting all fancy over there.
I'm getting there's no Wi-Fi problem here. I mean, like Wi-Fi in its own right.
Interesting. Oh well. I wonder if we went live on YouTube. I think we are.
We're live on YouTube. I'm watching us right now.
Let me double check.
Are we super glitchy?
Nice. Oh well. I wonder if we went live on YouTube. I think we are.
We're live on YouTube. I'm watching us right now.
Let me double check. Are we super glitchy? Nice. A little 37-second delay.
Yep.
Good.
Well.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess we'll just do what we can do. All right. It's the Not Your Average Guys show. It's Tuesday night. Like I said, we haven't been on here in a couple weeks, but that's okay because you guys don't care anyway. Because you guys don't even exist. But maybe someday somebody will find this podcast and they will think, wow, sure wish I'd been around when those guys were making this. I would love to jump on there and interact. And I mean, I probably would have liked it enough to have been a regular, and then maybe they would have even asked me to, join on the show at some point because we would.
Yeah, because why not?
Whatever. Yeah. So, all right, Dan, you just got back from some gallivanting. How was your trip?
My trip was real good. We had some problems, some technical difficulties. And one of my sons got real sick out there in Wyoming at the high altitude and had to come home early. So that kind of was a bummer.
Yeah.
But, sorry, I was chewing whenever you said that. We got back yesterday, and we did a lot of fishing. I probably caught my PR river brown, German brown trout.
Really?
I gotta find a tape measure to figure out how long it was, but I don't think I have. Oh, I have a yardstick. I'll get a yardstick and I'll tell you how long I think it was, even though when I was up the river 1.5 miles, there was no real way to measure it.
So you don't carry any type of measuring thing in your
Well, yeah.
Tackle
I
box?
carry something that'll measure something that's like 12 inches long or 15.
Oh,
So 22, 23 inches, somewhere in there.
That's big.
nice.
It was a big, it was literally, I had it laying like on my arm, and this trout was laying with its tail right there.
Dang.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So probably 22, somewhere between 22 and 23 inches.
Big
I'm
boy.
guessing it was definitely like bigger around by a significant amount than my forearm. I mean, it was probably like
And you
that
have
tall,
big forearms.
and I have some massive forearms, you know. For a guy that doesn't work out, they're pretty impressive. Sleeves are a problem for me.
Long sleeves, that is.
Yeah, long sleeves, even short sleeves sometimes. I have hard, I'll just be like trying to get in a
Just
shirt.
getting them through there.
Just getting them through there is pretty crazy. Uh, so, and Asa, my youngest son, caught. So what we did was we went down to the North Platte day before yesterday, and we took our fly poles, and I bought a bunch of flies, and we took our spin casters, both, like our open face, and I got in the river, and it was about crotch deep to be able to cross the river where I was trying to cross. And he was like, at 6:30 in the morning, he was not having any part of it. Asa wasn't. But when he saw me catching fish, and whenever I just kept egging him on to come cross the river, because the problem was that the river, let me see. Let me see if I can find some pictures that I took of the river photos. Let's see if I can share them up here. Well, Google Photos isn't opening. Am I still on with you guys? I can't really
Yep.
tell.
Yeah.
Let's go here. So I'll just pull up one photo as an example of how the canyon looks where we were hiking. Let's go with this. And these rocks that you're seeing, if I can get it up here. Man, I forget how to do this. Photos, there we go. Here we go. Is that up?
Yep.
Yep.
Is my mouse up too?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So we came from beyond that corner and like around this bend. And this thing normally could be running like at this level, but the water flow is really low.
Okay.
And by this time of year, it's usually about like here. So it's about 3 times more volume. And let me see if there you go. So that's like, you can see the size of these rocks. They're car size rocks.
Mhm.
So what you had to do to traverse this thing to get into this canyon was you had to cross the river, hike, cross the river, like you had to go back and forth. And probably where he's fishing there, that's probably 5 or 6 feet deep in the middle there. But let's see. So you had to cross, you had to get wet. This is one of his little guys. And that's probably one of his bigger, although not like the biggest. That's probably a 17, 18-inch fish would be my guess. I got to figure out how to get back to you guys. Okay, so now I'm going to stop sharing. So anyway, I was going to show you the bear tracks. Pretty sure there was a bear in that canyon with us all morning. Because I would look back, and I was like, we're like a mile up, and I looked back down that canyon, and I was like, there's a person or people down there kind of moving around. And then I kept in my mind, like thinking, as I go out here, I'm going to look for sign that there was more tracks of people or something like that. But when I got back kind of to the general area where these, where I thought that I saw the, back to the general area where I thought that I saw the people, there was like a big black stump, like a burned out stump. And I was like, it was probably just this stump that I was seeing as I looked back. And then about 20 yards beyond that stump, there was these guys.
Hmm.
And
Nice.
I was like, oh, no, that's probably, I mean, that's 100% black bear tracks, if I'm understanding it correctly. They're probably only like that big, I would say. Like not even as big as like your own hand. My hand would be over the tracks, probably. So that guy was in there with us, and I don't know how you get out other than like choosing to go up or downstream in that particular canyon, because there's no like going up the canyon walls. And but yeah, we caught some good fish. We took a bunch of little kids out on the trail, and everybody survived. Everybody made it back safe, and yeah, it was good times.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Someday I'll talk you guys into
What
going
kids
out
did
there
you have
with
out
us.
there?
I would love to go out there.
So some friends of ours that have 4 kids under 14, like 14 down to like 6 or 7, went out with us. They've never been out before, and we rented a cabin over closer to the Glacier Lakes, by Centennial, Wyoming. And then after they left, they only stayed for like 4 days. After they left, we went over to the other side of the mountain where the North Platte River is. But the one big downside up there right now is they got about half as much half as much snow as normal. And so all of the streams and rivers are really low because it's all snow melt that goes into springs or just, direct flows down into the rivers that keep everything moving. And this year it's real dry, and it's also been really hot. So we were only able to fish the river out of all the time we were there. We were able to fish the river one morning, which was the last morning that we were there, for like 3 hours, because trout do not cope well with temperatures above 70 as far as water temperature. And so if you catch them, they're very, very likely to, even if you release them, for it to be fatal above 70 degrees. So we fished the morning and we quit, and we kept anything that was, that we felt like was injured. And I kept one, Asa kept 2, and we had a real good fishing morning that last morning. All the other days we fished up at the Glacier Lakes, and we kept like dozens and dozens of brook trout, which are like that long. So
Nice.
yeah.
I still think back fondly on that time that I dragged that smoker down to your house in Belton, and we smoked a bunch of those trout that one time.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a proper cooker, and I cooked the one meal where I did fry fish up. We cooked them on a Blackstone, and to be honest, it wasn't that bad. Like it turned out, they turned out pretty decent. They didn't turn out as good as smoking them or as good as like deep frying them. But considering our limitations, cooking them on a Blackstone really isn't too bad. I would do it again.
Did you just haul one out there with you, like one of those small ones?
Mm-hmm. I hauled a little I guess it's a, I call it a two burner, but it's just like one horseshoe shaped burner. And it's probably like,
But basically, it's that tabletop one.
hmm yeah, that we normally take camping. We, I guess we could have used the one that was at the Airbnb, but it wasn't really clear that the stuff like that was available to us in the instructions.
Oh, really?
So I was like, well, we don't have a ton of oil. The one they had there was like pretty long, like was like a big, like a 36-inch one. And it was technically kind of locked up. And so I was like, well, even though I could get to it if I needed to, I wasn't, I don't know. I wasn't really sure. And it didn't look like it had ever been used either. And I didn't really want to be the first person to use it. Because that's, they're not seasoned and stuff at that point.
Funny.
So
Sounds like the Airbnb was a little different than yours.
it was pretty mid. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty grimy. Like, so our Airbnb, my wife has thought of everything that a person could possibly need, and we provide it. Like plenty of linens,
Uh-huh.
paper towels, seasonings, stuff to grill with, chairs, stuff to light your fire with, like everything. This place had like people's used razors sitting on the windowsill in the shower.
Oh, nice.
And like,
Whoa.
Did you use them?
yeah, no. Do I look like that? Just weird, like six tubes of toothpaste in one of the sinks, in a cup by one of the sinks, and you're like, ain't nobody's using somebody else's toothpaste. That might as well not be here. We
I don't
cleaned
even
out.
use my wife and kids' toothpaste. I'm not
Yeah.
using some stranger's toothpaste.
Some strangers half-used toothpaste. They just leave it in there. It's gross.
Heck no.
What if they
and
do
then-
it? Yeah, what if they do it like who was that guy that just was all over the internet because of how he does his toothpaste? Did you see that baseball player or somebody?
Oh,
What do you do?
Do you remember what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm
No.
talking about, Dan, Jimmy?
no.
He there was a video of him, and he takes the toothpaste thing. Here's a pen. He takes the toothpaste thing. Here's the tube of toothpaste. Takes the tube off and he goes, squeezes it into his mouth, grabs his toothbrush and starts brushing his teeth.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Who does that? Just that guy?
I can't remember. No.
Okay.
Apparently,
Okay.
after
but
that
here's the
happened, then people were like, "Oh yeah, I do that."
Here's the question though. Like, is it that much cleaner putting your used toothbrush on the top of it? Like, it's not a lot cleaner.
Well, so here's the deal. When I was growing up, when I was being trained to use a toothbrush and toothpaste, my parents were like, you just squeeze it out on there. And you don't
Yeah.
need to be wiping your toothbrush all over the tip of the toothpaste thing.
Right.
You just squeeze it a little bit out there and put it on there. And if you can't do that, here's what you could do. You could put it on your finger, wash your hands, put it on your finger, then put it on your toothbrush if you feel like you
9 of you
can't do
were
it without
using the
touching your
toothpaste.
toothbrush all over. Yeah. But yeah, no, I have my own toothpaste these days.
Yeah. Same.
Not because I wouldn't use the toothpaste that's on the counter, but I keep toothpaste in the shower. I brush my teeth in the shower.
Dude, you want
For
to
the
know
most
something
part.
crazy? Somebody gave me a water pick that you fill with water, and then you like
My
spray
dentist
between your
says
teeth.
I need to use that.
I do not think that it works as good as floss. I floss also. However, it
Yeah.
feels awesome. Like you feel like it's real cool. And I've been wanting to get one that's like, they have some that you actually just use the water pressure from your shower. Like it has a little port and a hose that goes to one of them, and you don't have to fill up the little
Whoa.
Just
chamber.
turn the shower on.
While you're shaking a shower, you just like water pick around your gums and stuff. I'm kind of half addicted. You might find me in the shower for like an hour. Like,
Just
Like-
picking your teeth.
it's so good. It's like, oh man. Anything that you're like, I don't know about that.
So
Just
the shower one, you just put like a little nozzle on between the neck and the shower head,
I think so. Yeah.
A little
Should
like
look
diverter.
it
a
up.
T.
Yeah. Kind of like your bidet thing, except in the shower for your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah.
So you keep your toothbrush
Maybe that's where it
in the
started.
shower, Darcy, or do you take it in there when you take a shower and put it back somewhere else?
I keep it in there.
So you keep your toothbrush.
I have multiple
and your
toothbrushes.
toothpaste.
Yes.
Aren't you afraid someone might like scrub their butthole out with it or something while you're not in there?
Wait,
Well, that'd be a
oh,
bummer.
Oh, really? Like they do a colon exam with your toothbrush?
Like, man, there's
Wow.
there's some poop in there, and they just like reach over there and grab a toothbrush.
Yeah.
It could have happened, I guess.
Do you find that to? Yeah.
Is it tempting
So-
when you find a toothbrush in the shower to do that, Jimmy?
It would be if
Yeah.
I took a shower and there was a toothbrush there, I would be tempted to do something with it.
There it is. It's called Shower Floss Water Dental Flosser. And yeah, it's just a little diverter. $34 for your shower.
So I have
Hmm.
questions about the showering and brushing your teeth, though,
Okay.
for Darcy. That looks neat. I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead and ask Darcy, but I do the same thing, except
Yeah.
that I have to take it out every morning because I don't take 2 showers a day. I only take
Well, that
one
was going to
shower
be
a
my
day.
question. Like, what do you do when you need to brush your teeth, but you're not taking a shower?
I just grab it off the wall in the shower.
So you just reach into the shower, grab it, and then you put it back in there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alright.
Because I got one of those little like holder things stuck up on the top of the shower, and it just sits right there.
Mine goes back.
I
and forth.
tried for a while not keeping it in the shower, but then when you're in the shower, it's much harder to reach over to the other side of the bathroom on the counter
Yeah.
than when you're not in the shower to just snag it out of the shower. So that's why it stays in there. Because I would get in the shower and not have it in there.
I don't think
Too
that
often.
would work well for me. I use an electric toothbrush, and I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure it's waterproof, but it does need like charging every
To sit in the charger.
once in a while.
How often does it need charged?
Yeah.
Maybe every like once a month for like overnight.
Yeah, so it'd be fine.
Yeah,
And
it'd be
they are waterproof. I mean,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't. One, my sink and my shower are in completely different rooms, so that wouldn't work out very well.
okay, we're all bearded people. You guys significantly more bearded than me. I find that when I don't have to worry at all about like where toothpaste goes, I focus more on
Yep.
brushing.
Much more thorough scrub.
I'm just like, I'm not worried about like the toothpaste going out everywhere. I'm just like in there in the shower going for it. And like, I don't even know. It probably toothpaste all over, but I'm just going to wash my face and my hair in like 2 seconds anyway. So it doesn't really matter if there's toothpaste monster all over my beard. Whereas like when I'm brushing my teeth at the sink, I'm like not wanting it to flick out on the mirror. I'm not wanting it to get in my beard. You know?
Well, with that electric toothbrush, I don't open my mouth. Like my mouth is completely closed. So it's like it's all sealed up the entire time I'm brushing.
I'm the opposite. I've got a electric toothbrush, and I'm just like,
Because you don't have to. You don't have
'cause I don't have
to.
to worry about it. I'm just like all over. I'll freaking reapply toothbrush.
You use an
toothpaste to
electric
it.
toothbrush also, Dan?
Sometimes. I've kind of like, because I don't have an hour to brush my teeth every day, I've kind of moved away from the electric toothbrush and toward the pick. Because like with the 2 minutes of brushing, like the 30 seconds per quadrant, plus
Right.
then multiple refills on the water pick. I mean, like, we're talking about like somebody could like do their makeup in the time that I would do my teeth, probably. I go
Yeah,
back and
that's the
forth.
problem with the water pick. A normal water pick that you have to fill the reservoir is just too time consuming.
Yeah. But the other kind of cool thing about the little reservoir that I've
Hmm.
found with mine is I'll just add some peroxide, hydrogen peroxide to the water. Get a really like I for a minute was doing
Yep.
it like every day, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm gonna end up with like a blonde beard because I'm in the shower hitting my beard with hydrogen peroxide every day. But also that just seems like it has a nice cleaning effect when you just have like some diluted hydrogen peroxide in the
Yeah.
water. I don't know if it really does anything, but
I don't know.
feels kind of cool.
I do not rinse with hydrogen peroxide very often, and I don't enjoy the taste of it, but man, it sure does make your mouth feel nice and clean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever rinse with it.
I've had mostly if it'll be like I'll feel like I'm getting a toothache or something, or just having a little pain or something. I don't know. Rinse real good with peroxide, and man, clear it right up.
Well, our extra viewer left. It's just me now. It's just
It's
me.
gross though. Oh, somebody was viewing.
Somebody was viewing, and then it's just me. Dude,
I use
it's
a
way
They didn't comment.
it's way behind now.
Is it?
What the heck? Oh no, I must have stopped viewing for a while.
Oh, you were the extra viewer that stopped.
I was the extra viewer. So somebody's watching. Hey somebody, why don't you comment and let us know why you're watching us talk about water picks and toothbrushes? Are you just that bored?
And trout.
Trout. That's interesting. Oh,
And
so I know
Jimmy
we don't want
scrubbing
to
his
talk.
bumhole with my toothbrush.
Yeah, that part, I'm still picturing that, and it sucks real bad. Like my brain is like not
Which
able
part
to
What are
of it?
you
let go of that.
picturing
Yeah, I
exactly?
want to know what you're picturing.
Just Jimmy in the shower, like, because the thing is,
Is it
like,
hairy?
I don't know. No, it's more like a profile. He's just like, it's not like I'm seeing the details so much as just like kind of like that one where he was standing there taking a pee, and you took a photo of him or whatever in the bathroom. Just kind of that sort of low res, more of a low
That was a
res.
selfie.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Hmm.
Hey, I built my first arrow from the ground up tonight. I haven't even shot it yet.
Okay.
My own vanes, or not my own
Nice.
vanes, but purchased vanes, installed knock, installed insert, cut to length, and yeah.
Wow.
I'm super excited
Nice.
about it.
Did you go with I'm gonna say standard, I guess, insert, or are you gonna jump on the 50 grain stainless steel outsert insert?
So
Dang.
here's I'm not here's my thing. I've been talking to ChatGPT about it a fair amount, and I've been trying to develop my own philosophy on it. And despite all of the industry trying to go to either the mid size or the smaller so that you can do the collars and all of that stuff, add all the extra weight, I, for the purpose of whitetail hunting, I am unconvinced by all of the extra stuff. And the part of the reason is because you can quickly double the cost of your arrow by going to the smaller profile and going all the insert outsert stuff and titanium and blah blah blah. And here's my like I've been thinking about it a lot. Here's my basic theory. If I can be shooting I'm shooting 77 pounds on the new bow. I am shooting a 27-inch carbon to carbon arrow, and I can be shooting over 300 feet per second with my setup. At 100 grains or 125 grains on the broadhead, I'm still between 12.5 and 15.5% front of center FOC weight ratio. Okay. With a standard dimension arrow. And it's going to cost me almost half even to buy really good arrows, even to go from those V6s. So like you and I are shooting V6s, which are considered to be like good practice
A target
arrows,
arrow.
but not a target arrow, not a like competitive target
Well,
arrow.
okay.
They are 6 times less straight than a target arrow, in that they're like out of straight is up to a 0.06 not straightness. I don't know how they say that, right? An 01. So like our arrows are VF, TKO, V6s. They have V3s and they have V1s. V3s are like the middle of the road, like good value, but straighter. V1s are like the straightest. Okay. The standard dimension of the arrow is what we're shooting, you and I both. And our cost would only go up by like a few dollars per arrow if we went to the V1s instead of the V6s. Okay. So like we're shooting the cheapest victory arrows that we can shoot. Okay. The two arguments that people have, not to get like too in the weeds on this, but the two arguments that people have for using the smaller dimension is you can increase the FOC, front of center, which increases your hit power and accuracy when you hit an animal. And the second is wind drift. Okay, a 6.5 millimeter versus a 5 versus a 4 at like how much wind drift can it possibly have? 2, how much so the other thing is like Cam Hanes talks about, and other people apparently talk about, that when you like imagine that you punch through the animal with a, like I'm imagining this is the size of the broadhead, but then like the arrow is thinner, so it doesn't create as much friction going through the animal. So it has more punch power, like through power. Does that make sense? Do you follow what they're saying?
I hear what you're saying.
Like you punch a bigger hole, but you send a smaller arrow through it, so there's less friction.
Uh-huh. But
how much?
Nearly immeasurable.
I mean, yeah, like I mean, you couldn't be talking about an inch. You might be talking about more in ballistic gel than you would be in a deer, because a deer's got fluids in it that are gonna like lubricate that sucker going through.
And I mean, I'm shooting a broadhead that is, I'm shooting a 4-blade broadhead that is nearly an inch and a quarter wide.
Are you shooting the
And
muzzies or what?
the
What are you
bleeder,
shooting?
well, I'll shoot those Zephyrs.
Oh, you're gonna shoot the Zephyrs. Okay. Have you
Heck yeah,
tried
dude.
them? Have you seen how they
Not in a long time. Not out of this bow for
not out of
sure.
this bow yet? Okay, so the arguments for
No, and
the
so that's my theory is I'll shoot those because
yeah,
I would like to kill a
kill
deer
something
with
with
the
a deer.
broadhead that I made.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. You probably want to shoot at like 20 yards, and it's probably not going to make a lot of difference. Like if it's not
Right. That I
tuned,
mean that's where I shoot all of my deer.
yeah, even with
Like
the
20 yards or
300
less.
weatherback, 20 yards.
Yeah,
Um,
I think 27 is my long shot.
so I'm gonna get once I get these arrows like tuned up good, and like I like the setup, I'm gonna probably move to a V1 and buy like 12 V1s for hunting. And then I'm going to set them up like 3 at a time or
Hmm.
something. So I have 3 hunting arrows, like fully set up, the most accurate arrow that I can get. And I'm going to spend like half as much because you can just use a standard insert. The standard inserts come with the VFT KOs. All those other arrows, all the thinner dimension and like the things they're trying to get you to go to, you're going to spend like $100 per dozen in inserts alone. And if you need to
Dude,
increase the front of center, just go to a heavier broadhead. That would be better, wouldn't it? Just a heavier broadhead would have
I would
more
think so.
metal. And so I don't get like, hey, I'm going to
Yeah.
go down to 100 grain broadhead only to increase the front weight by putting a heavier insert in it. I don't like.
Hmm.
I think those broadheads I shot my first 3 deer with were those Bear Razorbacks or somebody Razorbacks. I think those things were like 200
Yeah.
grains. They were enormous. They had all kinds of steel in them. And then they
I'm
started going down and down and down and down. And it's like, why are you adding all this extra weight when you could put all of that in the broadhead and it would be a monster of a broadhead that you're pushing through an animal if you're trying to increase weight on the front? Put it in the blades, put it in the collet of the broadhead. That's my that's my working theory right now. Is I'll probably
mhm.
go back
Yeah,
up to
I agree.
125 grain broadhead and leave everything else the same and be shooting right around 300 feet per second with the bow setup that I have right now. So, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I still have a few of those old Bear broadheads.
Yeah.
So Dan, you have the new
Do
bow.
you?
I don't think I have any of them left. No. I think it's been too many moves and too many like cullings to have any of them left. I do have, I hope I have this here. Oh no, I don't have it. I know that I have it somewhere here. This really cool deal that my dad fabricated for me. I'm gonna cry if I don't have it. Oh no, I don't see it here. Shoot. What's your question, Jim?
Did you get that new bow?
Dude, I got the new bow and I got it like 2 days before I left and I shot the junk out of it. I had to retune it already once. But luckily it has all of the tuning features. And so I was able to like get it like timing tuned back up pretty easily. And then I've already switched from the comfort mods to the speed mods, which are like maybe 8 or 10 feet per second faster, I cannot feel the difference. Um, I I think that the comfort mod is like a consistent draw weight for more of the draw cycle. And I think that the speed mod is pretty much the same, except right at the end, you feel the weight increase just slightly right as you go over the hump into the let off. It's not like, dude, a 75-pound bow is not like a monster like it used to be at all.
What are
Yeah.
your overall thoughts on it so far?
Dude, my overall thoughts on it are that I freaking have never spent this much money on something and then like not had like a little moment of like regret
Right.
before. Like never. Like that has been like the consistent thing for me is like if I spend a chunk of money, I have like that moment of regret. Okay.
Right.
And I spent like $2,500 on this setup. And I have not had a single moment
Nice.
where I was like, oh, oh man, I wish I hadn't. Ah. I mean, I literally can't think of anything that I've ever been this like, yep, that was the right call.
Nice.
And this is first night. And honestly, like a 12-shot group is not going to be this good now. This is 60 yards. I think it's about 6 arrows. First night, it's getting dark. I just got the bow home. Like, how far before dark was it, Darcy, when we left the shop? Like, not that far.
Not
right?
that long. No.
So I got home and I walked it out to 60, what I thought was 60, and dropped that group the first night.
Nice.
Well, so like that didn't work out very good because, but I mean, that's the same group. It's like this. It's ridiculous. And then I felt like as the bow kind of went out of tune, because what happens with new bows is like the strings stretch a little bit as you first start to work them in, and then you shoot 300 or 400 shots and they pretty much stay stable for like 1,500 shots after that. So I felt like after that group, it like kind of started to work around a little bit, but then they have these tuning knobs and you can just like tune it. It's like not hard at all.
That's nice.
And which is kind of rare. Now, if you get like my old bow had only one cam and one wheel, they can't go out of tune really. So there are advantages to single cam, like pretty significant advantages to single cam bows, but yeah, I'm real happy about it. So I'll just keep.
That's
I'll
pretty
stop.
sweet.
I'll stop yapping about it.
I need to get in there, get one of them other ones.
You do. Did I tell you that my neighbor? I sent him up there to get one, and he ended up buying a Bowtech.
He bought a Bowtech, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but like twice as expensive as that bear because his son couldn't draw the minimum draw weight for the bear, which is it's understandable because he's a kid. But the Bowtech was one of these like grow with me bows that has like a very wide range down to like, I think they said like 7 pounds. It's like 7 to 70 pounds. It's like insane how dramatic. 7 to 70. That's literally like the amount of weight over the typical that my bow is, like at 77. It's It's wild.
Yep. Pretty cool.
Also, on your bow, Darcy,
Mm-hmm.
my bow, guess what? When the bow is not drawn, the sight and the arrow do not line up.
Really?
Yeah.
Not like the same, like as much as mine?
Not as much as yours, but enough that it's noticeable. Yeah. I do not
Interesting.
understand. I don't understand at all. Now, once, because mine is a laying down sight or rest. Once the
Yes.
sight flips up and I'm drawn, they're like money. I don't know. I don't understand it. They're not completely wrong though. There's something apparently when those bows are drawn and your sight and your sight and your arrow line up, once the rest flips away, the arrow's not touching the bow anymore the whole way out.
Right. Right.
So apparently
So
it's at full draw is when it's important that they line up. And beyond that, like once that string starts moving and it's throwing the arrow right in line with your sight, what your bow is doing is less, not completely not important, but less important than like on your stick bows or your
and if it's flinging it
fleeters.
out of there, and if it's flinging it out of there straight, because on paper it's not flipping,
Right.
mine's not tearing to the side.
Right. That's what the guy told us, is it's not ripping it. It's not doing a left or
Then
right tear.
right.
So it's almost
I
like,
don't know. It just doesn't seem right.
right, correct. Now, mine, one of the things I will say is like I'm a little bit I might be being a little bit anal about it, but like mine, because it lays down, it's like a whale fin, like it's really wide and sits like that. When it's laying down,
Yeah.
the arrow can rest on the actual frame of
Like
the
bow
bow.
shelf.
So they put this rubber, like this little rubber keeper that keeps it from just going tap, 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 like hitting that, right? So he put the rubber keeper on the flat part of that shelf. He didn't put it perfectly dead center in line with the center mark of the bow. Like there's a center, my bow has a line that's like etched into it. This is the center of the bow.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't lay that little shelf perfectly aligned. So mine looks worse. But even when I pull it up out of that shelf and line it up with the center mark, it still doesn't perfectly align with the sight.
Interesting.
It's making me crazy.
Send it back.
So I did say my final take on the archery thing is that a person should, I think the average archer should not worry about going down to those tiny little arrows for the minuscule amount of wind resistance or friction. So that's the two, wind resistance and friction as it passes through an animal. Those are the two things. For that, you double the cost of your arrows for those two factors, supposedly. And I think you should buy the best.
I think here's the thing.
Equipment
You're saying
and practice a lot.
You're saying double the cost, but potentially triple. Like that dude was in there buying arrows when we were in Getting Your Bow.
Mm-hmm.
Those arrows that he was buying, I think the price tag on them were like $160, and that's bare shafts.
Were they 160? If they were V1s, they might be as much as 250. They probably were like V3s.
Maybe.
There's $250 packs of 12 with no knocks and no inserts.
Yeah,
$250.
that's a lot.
And then those inserts, those insert outserts for the smallest dimension arrows are like $140 or $130 so that you can add weight to the front. And then, and they're supposedly stronger and blah, 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 all this type of stuff. And then you get knocks and they're, $1 each. And you get vanes and they're probably like installed, like 369, probably $10 an arrow. I think you can be in almost $400 for the like
a dozen arrows.
high end of a dozen arrows. Or you can buy what we buy, which is what, $90 a dozen,
Yeah.
ready to go. They have knocks, they have fletchings, they have
inserts.
You can buy those components and still be at about like $100. Like, and build your own, put the curvature of the arrow fletching you want, insert the knock at the length of arrow you want, and you can be in for like $6 to $10 an arrow. Or you can buy the ones we get, but with the straightest version. Like, I think that's like the same arrow, weight, everything as we're shooting, but the straightest version of them. And you're still going to be at like $10 or $12 an arrow versus 25. I think that whole like dimension, like shrinking the dimension down, is about the industry wanting to figure out another thing to sell to people. Personally, I mean, whatever. Because like when we were there, he was pushing the 5mm or 5 centimeter. He was pushing the, like, that guy was talking about, well, you want to get that middle size one, not the 6.5, but the 5, because you have a lot of different options for what you can do with the front. But dude, I just built that arrow and I'm at like 15% FOC if I go to 125 grain tip with a standard insert, the straightest arrow in a standard dimension with nice vanes. They're called, what did I tell you last time those things were called? Mini sabers.
Can't remember.
They're mini
Yeah.
sabers. They're different. They look different. They're weird. But I don't know, dude. I can't see spending twice as much on an arrow for as many arrows as I bust.
Yep, I agree.
I also ran the numbers on the arrow that I just built. And if I go, let me just read it off to you from chat, okay? If I go with the arrow that I built, I've got two options because I can just swap the broadhead and change it. The first option is a 408 grain total weight that's shooting about 305 to 310 feet per second out of my bow. That's with 100 grain. The kinetic energy of that right out of the bow is going to be about 84 foot-pounds of energy. And they say that like 40 is kind of your minimum for hunting whitetail. If I go to 125 grain instead of 100, I'm at 86 foot-pounds of energy coming off of the bow. And so I'm going to gain a little bit. But at 50 yards, I've got 73 with the one setup and 75 with the heavier setup. So it's just not that much. It's just not that much different. And what I asked it was, when does my foot-pounds of energy applied get below the what is considered to be like a ethical weight? Does that make sense? An ethical
Yeah.
kill, I don't know, kinetic energy for killing a deer. 200 yards, it's at 49 foot-pounds of energy and 51 foot-pounds of energy. And at the various ranges, if you consider the 100 grain to be 0 at 20, the difference at 30 is 0.2 inches. The difference at 40 is 0.6. The difference at 50 is 1.1. At 60, it's 1.8. At 70, it's 2.6. And at 80, it's 3.5 inches of difference between the exact same setup on the arrow, shooting 100 grain versus 125 grain. It's only 3.5 inches difference at 80 yards, which is not a distance I'm going to shoot a deer at. Based on my numbers, I just am not seeing what the value that people think they're getting out of putting like 100 extra grains of weight on the front. My old bow shot like Lincoln logs whenever I added an extra 100 grains on the front. Do you know what your Zephyrs weigh? I bet your Zephyrs are heavy. I bet they're like 200.
Trying to think. I've got it. No, let me grab a package of them. They would have to have an insert put into them.
Okay.
Or they would have to have a different insert, I guess is what I should say.
Because they're glue on to a cone?
Correct. Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, so you can get that glue. You can get that an insert that has that ferrule out of the front and then glue these directly to the arrow. These are 130 grain. They're a 4-blade.
Whoa, you still have them in the package?
Heck yeah, dude.
Okay, so your package is a little unclear to me. It looks like they have threads, or is the packaging just like that?
Oh, no, the packaging could accommodate if they had a threaded ferrule, but they do not.
Okay.
It's coming apart a little bit here.
So your arrows are going to be like, your arrows are going to be shooting at,
there you go,
more like 480 grain, probably, because you have a longer draw. You're going to have to do a heavier insert.
Yeah.
And those broadheads at 130. But the difference probably at your 70 pounds is probably like 10 or 15 feet per second. You're probably still going to be up pushing around 280 feet per second. And everybody's going to heavier tips anyway.
Do you have a chronograph ordered?
Dude, I was looking at his, and they were like $400. Like the little ones that are like this that you don't have to shoot through.
I bet you can get a much cheaper one.
Let me check on Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay. $50. Ballistic precision chronograph, slingshot, bullet, bow velocity. Dude, I wonder if they work. You think they work?
I bet they work better
You don't
than
know.
my eyeballs.
So here, I'll
I
hold
bet
this
they're
up.
pretty close.
The one on was that your right? 404. The old school style, 50
Oh
bucks.
yeah.
It has a 4-star out of, okay, ballistic precision chronograph, velocity, speed. I added one to the cart. So I don't know if I can, I think that if I bought the arrow cutter, I bought the fletching jig, I bought the glues, I bought the arrow fletching scraper. I'm like $250 into making arrows.
Into making cheap arrows.
I think Darcy should buy the chronograph. Or Jimmy.
Okay.
Jimmy should buy the chronograph.
I should get.
I'm getting so okay, yes, but I just being able to refletch arrows, I've already refletched like 4 of my arrows. That's like $40 right there. Theoretically.
hmm
I mean,
Making that money back.
all I have to do is another 16 arrows and I'm almost back to 0.
Yeah.
But I do think Darcy or Jimmy should buy the chronograph
Nice.
because I bought all the other stuff and you can use it
Okay.
to make your stuff.
We all just pitch in and use each other's things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
how often are you going to use your arrow fletcher?
we should.
I don't know how often I'm going to use any of this stuff because I don't
We
have
definitely.
a bow or an arrow.
You need to get a bow. Like, let's get up there.
I know.
When are we going up there, Jimmy?
I don't know when you want to go up there.
Somebody
Dude,
ought to have a chronograph though,
what you should do though, Jimmy,
even
is
without a bow.
you
I'm
should
gonna
keep
buy
an
it.
open mind. You should keep an open mind and like be like in your mind willing to spend like $1,000 theoretically on a bow. And here's my only thing. Here's my reason why I say that.
Okay.
Because you might get there and you might be looking at the $400 ready to hunt package. He might have a used bow on the shelf that has a rest and a sight and was like an $1,800 get up, but he's got it listed for $1,000 hanging on his wall. And you might be like, man, that's a cooler deal than my $400 starter kit.
Yeah.
I mean,
it makes
just
sense. Makes sense.
I'm just saying.
Yep.
I mean, the reviews on this thing basically say it pretty much works.
It pretty much works. The $50 one
Uh-huh.
pretty much works. I'm gonna read the reviews. Here we go. 4.3.
Very good and consistent. Works well. Hard to change settings. Great for the price. Doesn't like muzzle blast. Surprisingly accurate. It's a pain for if you're shooting multiple projectile types through it.
That's
So
what
that's
this
another
one-
person who's like the setup thing. I think it works.
Dude, I think get it. Because
Okay.
I mean, oh, so with the arrow cutting and making kit, I actually recovered an arrow today that I shot into a piece of wood and it broke the tip. Like it broke the insert in half. I just cut an inch off of it and put the stinking arrow back in service.
Nice.
So I like literally recovered a flat out broken arrow with the thing with the equipment that I have today. And also the shorter you can make your arrow, the less inconsistent it gets. Like they start out at 31 inches and that's when they're 0.6 instead of 0.1. But when you get them to 27, they're getting down closer to straight. Because the 0.6 out of straight is measured off the full shank of the arrow. What was your question? Sorry.
I don't remember. Oh, what so did you just say that you're shooting a 27 inch? You cut them at 27?
I cut one. I have one at 27. Those ones that we have are like 28 and a half, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think mine are 29, but I think that they could be shorter.
Yours are plenty long. Yeah. That one was broken and I drew it in my bow and I had Judah mark on it. How far is like far enough to not be like encroaching on my rest, but yeah, 27. And that's carbon to carbon. So then you think like I've got a collar. I've got a little bit of a collar, like a 1/4 inch on the front. I've got an
1/8 inch
on the back.
1/4 inch on the back.
And so and then the rest sits back from my hand. So the arrow's probably sitting still right about here. So the broadhead would be like right here on my hand, which is fine. I mean, it's a test arrow mainly because it was already broken at the end. It was the arrow I was using for bear shaft tuning. And then when I walked it out to 20 and then 30 and then 40, at 40, it just went because it had no fletching and no, nothing to steer it at 40.
Weird.
At 20, it was flying good. At 30, it was flying okay. At 40, it just like took off to the side. So it wasn't perfectly straight, apparently.
Did you put any twist in your, do you have straight vanes or did you get a curve twist for your
I do. The one thing
machine?
I don't have is I don't have a left helical clamp. So
you have a straight and a right?
I have a straight and a right for the OMP. And the thing is, like, I'm looking at the right helical and I'm like, man, I got it because the vanes that I bought said you wanted a helical. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, I cannot visually perceive the helical.
Well, they're so short too.
They're so short. And I think that the helical for these short vanes is just to give them a little more rigidity than if they're straight, right? But I think if you're using like a Victory type or one of the longer, I don't think that they're going to gain that much from the helical versus just putting the angle on them. The jig will do up to 5 degrees of angle, but at 5 degrees, you have to get a helical jig, I think, because I don't think they'll lay down very well if you don't put a helical on them at that point. But like 2 degrees, 3 degrees is like kind of industry accepted max. I can do left and right straight, but I can only do right helical. So the arrow that I built tonight is a 2 degree right with helical. And that's the only thing I can't do is left with helical. And the only reason I got right was because whenever I shot my bear shaft through paper, I would make a mark on the knock. And then I would see at 10 yards, where is that mark? And it was always about a 1/4 turn to the right at 10 yards. So I just continued with that as the helical for my bow. Was that the question you had? I don't know.
Maybe.
But I can do lefts.
I think, yeah, I asked you if you had. Yeah.
And I don't see a lot of difference. I mean, like, it's a little different, but it's not like dramatic. Because even when you orient the cant of the vane a little bit left, it has to go onto the shaft. So it kind of gives itself just a little bit of helical anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I got the right because my bow is right, or my bow seems to be shooting a right spin on the arrow. And I can do left, but not with the left helical. So I can basically do whatever. I've also heard that some of the people that do custom arrows, because if you give people the option to do like anything they want, you add a whole bunch of SKUs to your sale. So like if you were like, I want this arrow in this length, well, all of the different lengths, plus I want to do a right helical plus 1 degree plus 2 degrees plus 3 degrees plus 5, or a right straight plus all of those. A lot of them are like, you can get straight, you can get left helical, or you can get right helical. That's it on like ordered custom arrows. So apparently it's not like a huge deal.
Not a common or a popular thing. Yeah.
So did you order it? Did you order the Chrono? Just
No, I'm on my phone. I was looking at it.
Oh.
No, I was just looking at it on the computer, which I am not signed in to Amazon on that.
Oh, gotcha. Total change of subject. Total change of subject. You ready?
Okay.
Yep.
How's the chainsaw?
I
The cute
think
little
so.
chainsaw.
Dude. It is surprisingly decent feeling. I have not fired it up
right
yet.
there, huh?
Yeah, because I got it last night or sometime yesterday, came in the mail in a box, and I put it together right here at the counter in the kitchen last night.
And it hasn't moved because that's the photo that I have is of it on the counter.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just right on the floor behind me just now.
So you haven't fired it up yet?
I have not. I went and bought I just went and grabbed a can of the premix gas tonight because it's supposed to be a 40-to-1 mix, and all my still stuff is 50-to-1.
Okay.
So I'll have to designate it its own can. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have. Oh, you guys, I think, have both seen that saw. You know that big old Homelight, like 1950s saw that I have?
Yeah.
I think that's a 40-to-1 mix also. So this would be not the only saw that I have that runs on that mix, but essentially.
Okay. So 40-to-1 is going to be heavier on the oil than
Correct.
your typical like 2.5 ounce to 128 ounce ratio. Do they sell what would it be, a 3 ounce?
They sell they sell
Like a
they
3
sell
point-
one that is formulated for a 1 gallon to this
to that ratio.
2.6, because I think and then but also more commonly you just buy it, you buy like a pint of it and measure it out. No, you buy the the oil,
In a
not
big
in the
container.
like our saws. We go and we buy the pack of this to 1 gallon
Mm-hmm.
still
Equals
oil.
a 50 ratio. Yeah.
Yeah, but you also can just like get a quart of 2-cycle oil and then just measure it out,
Does it have like the
each time
squeeze
instead of
bottle on the quart where you squeeze it and it fills the
no.
area and then it doesn't? How do you
It
measure
should
that?
though. Well, that's the dumb thing is it has like the little markings on the side, and you should have some sort of a graduated cylinder or something to do it properly. But I was on my way home from buying that can of premix fuel, thinking to myself, why do they not have that? And maybe somebody does. I haven't seen it though. And it was not on the shelf at the hardware store tonight when I went and bought that premix.
Yeah.
So it should be though, like the Staybill oil can or stabilizer can that you squeeze it up, got the little measurer in the top,
Right.
pour it in.
Right.
The 100% 2-cycle oil guys should be putting their oil in those things.
So here's the thing that I don't really quite understand is like what are you building different about your machine that makes it need a 40 versus a 50? Your just tolerances aren't as good,
Uh,
or
um,
what's the deal?
Correct. I think
You just
so. I think it has to do with materials and tolerances.
you just need more lubrication because you didn't build it as tight, more or less.
I think so,
Okay.
but
What
I'm not
happens if you
100%
run
sure on that.
40 to 1 and a 50 to 1? Not it just smokes a lot, doesn't run as strong.
Smokes more.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
you can
I think
you
it'll
can
just be a
buy
little smokier.
you can buy 50 to 1 in the premixed.
Yeah. Yes.
I wonder if I own anything that's supposed to be 40 to 1 and I just don't realize it.
Possibly.
What all 2-cycle stuff do you run? You have
I had a
the steel saw.
Troy-Bilt weed eater. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. I have a Stihl weed eater. I have a Stihl
That's 50
chainsaw.
50 to 1.
I have a Stihl like walk behind weed eater type tool that needs some work. It's like a brush cleaner.
Yeah. The still pretty much unless you're into an old one, and I don't even know. I'm pretty sure still has always all been 50 to 1.
Those are the only things I can think of offhand that I even have run. So have you run it, or you just have it so far?
Mm-mm.
Haven't even started it?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with it once you get it going?
I'm gonna climb up in that tree. That's right out there, out this window, and try not to die while I chop the top of all that dead crap out of it.
I thought your power line guys were going to do that.
I don't think they're gonna cut that stuff down.
Oh.
They'll probably trim. I think they'll probably trim up the maple tree that's out by the road that's hanging down on the line. This is just this nasty old dead section of the maple tree right outside in my backyard that's not actually hanging over the power line, but it seems that when a storm comes through, it'll still kind of flip it over there towards the the power line, or punch a hole in my trampoline or whatever. It just needs to come out.
Yep. You taking the whole tree out?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's a lot of tree.
That branch
It probably
the other
needs
day
to all come down. That one that I cut the other day. Yeah, dude, that thing.
That looks
I
huge.
mean, the stump of it is big. It's a big chunk of it's still laying out there. I just pushed it out of the way. I'm looking at the Troy built weed eater on Walmart.com, and it doesn't say.
So
man.
at $100 for a Vevor and almost $600 for a still, okay, for no more trimming than you or I would do in our entire lifetime, I have a hard time thinking that it's not a better idea to buy 5 of the Vevors and have them sitting there in the box. Like you'd have a like I think for the same money, you have a lifetime supply of saws that you can pull out of the box and use brand new. Because you're not going to use it
Maybe.
every day for your arborist business. But you don't know yet how it's going to function.
Yeah.
I mean, how many jobs do you
Right.
think? Like,
So
if you
a couple
do
things.
5 jobs,
One,
if you do 5, is that enough? Okay, one what? Go ahead. Sorry.
to justify this one,
Yeah.
5 jobs to justify a $75 saw.
One job?
If I knew I had 5 jobs, I think I would have bought a still.
Yeah.
Because I don't have questions about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've run one that, a still saw my kids will use someday. And as far as like basically anybody on YouTube that's talking about these Weaver saws, the beauty of them is it does not hurt if it quits running.
But has
And
anybody
you
that
don't
you've
try to
seen,
fix it. You
has
throw it in the
anybody you've
trash.
seen just had it stop working though on the YouTube?
No. So here's what I was gonna start to say. I think, and possibly this will change. I think that where you're gonna feel the quality is in the components. Like there's a good chance that the bar won't be as sturdy. However, it's a 12-inch bar, and hopefully you're not abusing the thing. So you're not cutting big old chunks of tree that are going to bend it up, hopefully. Yeah. So that shouldn't really be that big a deal. Now, I have that Makita battery powered chainsaw, and the biggest downside to that thing is it takes a small chain. And this thing also takes a small chain, a light duty chain. Yeah. And that Makita, if you throw the chain one time, it bungs it up, and you either have to take it in and spend about 15 minutes finding all of the little burrs and even filing them off or beating them back down with a hammer.
Right.
Or you just be done with that one and you switch to a new chain.
You basically don't sharpen them, because
whereas a steel chainsaw has a heavier, like everything about it is just heftier. I've never had a chain jump my steel chainsaw and it wreck the chain.
Yeah.
I've had a chain jump the bar.
Okay.
Generally you shouldn't. Obviously you should check and make sure your chain is tight. And I'm going to say I've maybe only had my steel saw one time jump a chain, whereas that Makita, it does it all the time
So
because those chains are lighter, they stretch quicker, the
yeah,
heat affects them different. I have a feeling this one's going to be potentially
more like that.
a similar deal. Now I have, and on a couple of the reviews that I watched, maybe only one review, the guy said the downside to this saw is you can't find the chains. According
Oh,
to, well, except on Amazon. But according to the package that that the chain came in, I looked at it, I took a picture of it and searched it, and everywhere around here, including the little hardware store in Kearney that I was at tonight, has that chain.
the
And they
same
have
with
it in
everything chain.
Oregon. They
Oh,
have it in an Oregon brand. So my hope is that even if this chain that just came with it is soft, if the metal's soft or whatever and it bungs up like that,
yeah.
I go grab an Oregon chain, throw it on there, and it fixes that.
I have that Makita. I've never bought a Oregon chain for it. I've only run Amazon special, 3 packs, 4 packs, 5 packs.
Same.
I have wondered if I could find an Oregon, if the hardened steel or whatever they put in theirs would just, if it derailed, if it would hold up better.
If it would hold up to it, yeah.
Yeah,
I've thought the same thing, and I've never
but
put
I've
the
never
effort
bought it
into figuring it out.
because I'm the same thing. If it throws it and I re-wrap it, re-put it on the bar, and then it's tight, I just pull it, put a new blade on it, and move on. I don't know if I've even sharpened one of those on the Makita. I think I've always just been like, I want the sharpest blade possible because it's battery powered and I want it to, I don't want to use up my
Yeah,
battery on a
less
dull blade.
resistance.
Yeah. And I'm not going to get it as sharp as they come
Yeah,
from the factory.
I put a brandy new chain on yesterday right before I cut that big tree, and it was real nice.
Yeah.
Also, I've been running a chain that I got from someone that fit my saw, but what I've always kind of suspected is, so a saw tooth has different like kerf widths,
Mm-hmm.
chainsaw tooth, so you can get a wider or narrower tooth.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had this chain on for a while, and the saw cuts kind of like crap with it, even when it was sharp. And
The
here's what I
blade is,
think it is.
it's doing this.
No, I think that the tooth is like maybe exactly as wide as my bar, or maybe a hair narrower than my bar.
Oh.
And so if you are at all out of plumb with your bar,
Mm-hmm.
the edge of the bar like cuts in, and you're not going down into the wood. Like the teeth aren't biting.
Yeah.
It's just the bar is all the friction is in the bar. Like nothing's
Mm-hmm.
pinching
It's just not cutting a wide enough
unless you get the
gap.
dogs into the wood. It's
Right.
not cutting a wide enough gap for the bar to go down through. You
So
got to
you don't think
have
it's a combination
it
of, because if it's not,
buried and have the
if
dogs
it's,
in.
yeah, that's a sucky blade. I think that
It
there's
was free though.
probably multiple things. Are we locked?
Yeah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You're moving. I can see you moving.
I think
I
there's
just took
like
a
a
drink.
combination. There's the fact that the blade like if it's even like a tenth of a millimeter too thin for that bar, it's going to wedge. But also, it's gonna, if what part is tracking inside the bar isn't tight, it's gonna be wobbling back and forth. So the cut that it makes isn't gonna be
Mhm.
wide enough, even if the teeth are wide enough, because it's gonna be like making a hole that's off kilter. Like I've had them where I sharpened a
Yeah.
blade and didn't sharpen one direction as well, because it's hard to sharpen both directions with the same pressure. And the blade wanted to like track in a kerf. And as soon as it got into the kerf,
Yes.
the blade sticks because it just doesn't want to cut straight.
Yeah.
Yep. But I put a fresh one on yesterday and it was real nice.
I got one more subject matter for you guys, and
Uh-oh.
then we should probably call it. You'll like this.
Yep.
Darcy already knows about this. A
Okay.
friend of mine brought this, and we had some partaking over the
E.H. Taylor?
Yeah. It's pretty good. Talk to me about that.
It's a Buffalo Trace product.
Bottled and bond, 100 proof, E.H. Taylor Jr. And it's not, I don't know which one this is, because there's a couple of them, right? There's a couple of like different levels.
There are a few, yes.
It's pretty good. He's
I
pretty proud to
don't-
have found it.
I
Yeah,
don't know if I have ever had E.H. Taylor.
I believe, Darcy, you had it with Tom one time.
He has a bottle of it?
He has a bottle of it, and we were at Joe's house, and he busted it out.
Oh, did he brought it over there? Okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't very long ago then.
No, I mean, it was this summer, I believe, or spring, maybe.
Yeah. So what I meant to say is I actually had some of that not very long ago. And it left a big impression.
Not impression. No impression.
No, I think it's pretty good stuff. It's very tasty. It's hard to get. It's hard to find. Comes in a cool sleeve.
Yeah, he had his in like
Yeah.
a cardboard keeper sort of thing.
Tube.
Yeah.
Now we're talking whiskey. I'm gonna pour some.
Oh, nice. What are you pouring?
This is a fun one. This is it's that Farnham collection, Farnham Private Collection Makers.
Yep.
So,
You still have that?
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't open it for a long time,
Oh,
and now I have.
that's
So there's about half of it left.
You may have opened it when I was around.
I think so.
It is that.
Yeah, that one. Anna bought it for me for our anniversary
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
Did you get a bottle of that E.H. Taylor, or were you at someone's house?
The guy that I took out to Wyoming brought it. He asked me like he was kind of, I don't know, like he was trying to decide whether he could go or not, because just he's in sales, and like when things are good in sales, they're great. Things are great. When things are mid and you're like a conscientious person, you're like, man, can I go on another vacation? And I was like, dude, I already rented the place. Just come, spend the gas money. You're going to buy food for your, regardless, you're going to buy food. So like fishing licenses and gas money is your only extra expense if you just let me cover the place that I already rented. And I'm going to stay, whether you come or not, I'm going to stay there. So I was like, just bring some good whiskey. And he brought that. So That was kind of our deal with it.
If you're needing to buy a bottle of it, Jeremy has
A case of it.
more than that.
Does he?
He has.
I probably should hit him up.
Is that what
so-
old Sam bought from him that when we were over there?
Maybe.
I can't remember what he handed him. I think it was. No.
No, he bought a bottle of
Eagle Rare?
Eagle Rare. Yes, that's correct.
I think it was Eagle Rare.
Yeah, that's the one. But Jeremy has a very healthy stash of the E.H. Taylor small batch, and I think he would be willing to part way with some of it to people that like you and me and
So
us.
is it? So I'm looking it up online. $60 to $70 for that
Yeah.
bottle.
That's about
Is it-
right.
And then they've got them for like way more.
Regular
must be-
retail. Not if you go to the little corner liquor shop that
Yeah, MSRP is
over in Nashua.
right around $60, $65.
I'd probably if you ask him, if you're talking to him, I'd take a bottle of it for $60 if he's
All right.
parting with it.
He's currently in Denali National Park, but when he gets back home, I will ask.
Well, let's just go raid his house then.
Yeah, well, we
Like,
could.
forget him. He's gonna watch it on video. He's gonna be
Yep.
like, "What is going on? They're raiding my
Hey, Haley.
liquor."
Haley, your
store."
dad told us we needed to go downstairs and grab some stuff.
Yeah, exactly. He will be back. He will be back at the end of next week.
Okay. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know that I don't remember because I don't drink that many whiskeys. I thought it had a pretty smooth, almost sweet type of a finish to it. Because that's the part that bugs me about lesser whiskeys is probably the bitter ending. I don't know. Like when it goes like Maker's Mark, or not Maker's Mark, like Knob Creek just has a real harsh after bite, which is probably like my least favorite part. And I don't even know that much about whiskey, so maybe he wouldn't sell it to me. He'd be like, "You don't know enough about whiskey to be worthy of
I think he would.
this." I don't know, but it's pretty good stuff.
But yeah, I'll next time I talk to him, I'll mention it to him.
Okay.
And I'm sure he'll be happy to send some your way.
What's typically a case, or like what are the quantities that whiskey's sold in? Is it just like, hey, whatever you can get of this, or is it like, is a case like 12 or 20?
12.
12?
I think it depends on the supplier, though.
It might.
I don't think they all come in 12. I think some of them come in like 9s, don't they? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm probably just making that up.
I don't usually buy it by the case.
Oh, here's one more thing. I picked up a case of just a 6-pack, and we drank 2 of Waikalo beer. That's all it says on it. Waikalo beer. It's brewed in Laramie. And I walked into the Waikalo Lodge bar and grabbed a root beer, and I saw that they had their own private label beer. So I grabbed a case, and the guy at the counter was like, "Oh yeah, hey, cool." He's like, let's see, that's gonna be 250 by 6. He's like, 5, 10, 15. I can't do that to you. He's like, how about 13 bucks? And I'm like, whatever, like, If it's $2.50 each, it is what it is. Like, he's like, no. He's like, I don't think a 6-pack of beer should ever be over $13. And I'm like, okay. He's like, that's ridiculous. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I mean, I technically buy them from the brewer that brews them for me to sell them for $6.50 a can at the bar, like poured.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh, he's like, but I pay $2.50 a can for them. And I'm like, $2.50, fine. I'm like, well, that's 15. He's
That's
like, yeah,
$15.
He's like, yeah, but beer shouldn't be over $13 a case. And I'm like,
So he's selling it to you below
Like,
his
well, then
cost?
so he goes,
like,
so
like,
he
well, then
says
I'll
to
take
me-
two.
He says to me, so I'll sell it to you at cost. And I'm like, confused by the math at best. I'm like, pretty sure he's losing money at worst. And then I walk out and I'm like, well, he charged me 13 for the case, which is a little high, but not like crazy for craft beer. And
Right.
and then I'm like telling Sarah the story, and Asa's verifying because he was standing there. And I only bought it. It just says Waikalo beer. That's all it says on it. It has a little write up about like throwing it at a moose. It's just kind of goofy. Well, he did. If he pays $2.50, he took a loss on it, selling me a case of it.
That's
And
awesome.
I would have just given him 15 because I was just doing it for the novelty of the thing, you know. But dude had them brew him at a custom brewery in Laramie. Because he's technically in Laramie, but he's like 45 minutes away. Just how the counties work out. They call you part of a town, even if you're like freaking nowhere near the town, right? So he's like 45 minutes from Laramie. He has a brewery in Laramie make his beer for him. Call it his Waikalo because it's Waikalo Lodge. Brewer freaking brewed him a Bud Light. Like, it's just the most like if it had another name, it would be like indifferent. Like we cracked 2 cans of them, 4 of us are sitting there, and we're like, this is just like meh. Like, why would you pay somebody $2.50 a can to brew you custom Bud Light? I don't get it.
It couldn't
don't
be
get it at
that bad though.
Well,
I have 4
Because-
of them. I have 4 of them left, and we're gonna drink them together, the 3 of us and our listener, and we're gonna decide.
mhm.
No.
Because the truth is, the real truth is, I've never had a Bud Light. So
Well, there's a bunch in
know.
my fridge.
is there? You like that?
Oh, I love it.
Do you really? Is that a
No.
thing?
No, it just ends up there. It's like a wasteland for beer that my friends don't want in their refrigerator.
What friends?
It's just random friends.
Those are some bad friends.
It's and the thing is, like, I've had what's the banquet beer? What's that one? Is that
Oh, the
Coors?
Coors. That's pretty good.
Coors.
Coors Banquet is
Yeah.
in the bottles with the little round keg-looking bottles with the small
I can drink
intro
those.
open.
Yeah.
It's
Uh-huh.
way more bland than that. This
Oh, wow.
Waikalo beer, and that's just like, okay. Like, I don't see how people drink 10 of these like on purpose, but
Dude,
it's good.
they
It's
do.
fine. But anyway,
All right.
I've got 4 of them Waikalo beers.
All right, let's
and
do it. Let's try it.
I don't know if we got to be sitting together or if we drink them if I distribute them and then we drink them on the podcast and you guys give me your thoughts. I don't know.
Yeah, we
but-
can do it either way.
Anyway,
All right. I just looked up the best-selling beer in America currently. Most popular beers in America. I'm trying to scroll down here. Okay, number 1, Michelob Ultra.
Oh, I've got that in the fridge
I
too.
bet it's even Modelo Especial.
Wow.
That's not a light. Bud Light, number 3.
Dang.
That's why somebody brewed him that. Number 4, Miller Lite. Number 5, Coors Light. Number 6, Corona Extra. Number
I
7,
actually like
Heineken.
I like a Corona once in a while with a lime, but it's pretty
Yep.
boring too.
Number 8, Budweiser. Number 9, Guinness.
Oh wow.
Number 10, Stella Artois. I don't know if I've ever drank a Stella.
Man, I do enjoy a Guinness though.
Oh, me too. I don't
I just
have any in my refrigerator right now.
I have some 0 alcohol Guinness in my refrigerator.
Okay, here I just found Waikalo on Untapped. It has
You
2
did?
total check-ins, meaning 2 people have rated it. It gets a 2 for uniqueness.
Too.
A 2 for uniqueness. No rating. It gets a 3.5 star. Earned a cheers to you badge. Earned a beer foodie badge. Tori is drinking a Waikalo Lodge beer by Bonds Brewing Company at Waikalo Lodge. Steven Shepard. So basically 2 people have rated it, and out of 2 people it got a 3.5 star. Nobody had any comment.
All right.
It says
That
it's a
doesn't-
strong. It says it's a strong lager, but I don't know if that's.
Strong
It's
lager.
not. It's not strong. Somebody messed up there. It's a bland lager.
Did you have it?
Is it called a light?
Taylor?
It's called nothing. It's called Waikalo Lodge beer. That's it. Like it's just. It doesn't even say what it is. It's a very light colored. It's a very light colored brew,
I'm sure it is.
but it's.
I'm excited to try it now.
Yeah, you'll probably be like, oh man, this is way better than you think it is, Dan. You just have no taste. And the thing is, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just like, if I was having somebody brew me something, I'd be like, hey, let's make something interesting. Let's make
Yeah.
something
Something
porter,
flavorful.
a porter,
Something that
or
doesn't taste like
something.
the other 4 beers that I have on tap.
Right, exactly. But apparently I overthink these things. I don't know. I also wouldn't lose money on it if I was brewing it.
Well, he's got a little cushion if he's buying them for $2.50 and selling them for $6 generally.
Yeah.
So somebody else
Generally.
paid for yours.
Yeah. Apparently.
Overall, he's not losing money on it.
No.
He
But
just,
I'm like,
he
I
just liked
literally
you.
was like, oh, I didn't know you were not selling them in 6s. They were all clamped together in a 6. And he's like, no, it's fine. Do it. I'm like, all right. Because yeah, I would have bought one or two of them if they'd been $5, just because I was there, And then I would have been real disappointed. I'd have been like, oh, I kind of can't believe I paid $5 for that.
Yeah, you can't feel too bad about
But
it. You paid below cost on it.
I paid below cost.
Yeah. Yeah. At $2.17 a beer,
Right.
you came out all right.
I came out okay.
Oh, that's funny.
All right,
I like it.
11:35.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to go to bed.
All right.
I too.
Me too. All right. Catch you next time.
I
Not your average guy.